What is up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium where I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the debut of a little game I have heard about recently called Final Fantasy XVI. This is Find the Flame. This is composed by Masayoshi Soken, Yoshitaka Suzuki, and I believe the lyrics are from John Taylor. This is requested by Biosleeve. Thank you, Biosleeve. This song was probably not gonna happen forever, but because they are a platinum member, this request gets expedited. So thank you, Biosleeve. Before I get started, Final Fantasy XVI has been requested every single day since it's come out. I cannot avoid it in my comments. It is everywhere. It's every time I go live on stream. When am I gonna hear 16? Blah blah blah. It's unavoidable. But I do want to say that I am familiar with Masayoshi Soken because of Final Fantasy XIV, but I truly do not know what to expect here because this is a full-on Final Fantasy game. This is not an MMO. So I don't know if it'll sound like the sound I know of him or if it's going to be totally different. I'm kind of nervous, I'm not going to lie. It's one, a brand new game. And two, there's a lot of hype. I don't want to fall victim to the hype. I'm going to be honest regardless. Anyways, from what I know, this is the main character, Clive's theme. Anyways, Find the Flame from Final Fantasy XVI. Let's go. From what I told, this was like the first song that was released for the game. That percussion is wild, I'm not gonna lie. The energy is quite high. The cymbals are carrying the song. And then the snare comes in every now and then. Oh. Nice pulsating. Really heavy on the male choir. I wonder if this is a battle theme that has that gallop. Like 20 plus people singing right now. Da, 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 da. Oh, there's like a swing in the vocal with the choir. Da, 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 da. You don't hear that too often. Oh, the brass section in the background. It's kind of hard to hear right now. Oh my gosh. The energy is non-stop. not gonna lie, it's not every day that I get kind of like nervous hearing something. For those that are possibly new to this channel, hi. I don't check out songs based on how new a game is or how hype it is or whatever. You know, I just go in order of when I receive them. Of course, I have a special perk on my Patreon that allows people to like skip the line, and that's what got this one up there. So it's very extremely rare that I have something this current on the channel. So with that said, man, okay. So before I get into the song, I want to again reiterate, you know, I pretty much upload daily, and ever since this game, like ever since the trailer has come out, I've had pretty much every day someone like, hey, you got to check blah blah song out or whatever. You have to check it out. You have to check it out. And me being the person that I am, you know, to me, it's like, well, maybe it's just hype. You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously, this happens with any game. This happens with any sort of media. It's like, if it's current, there's a big hype surrounding it. And there's also like, it's like 50-50. There's like a lot of people are like, whoa. And then there's the other half that are like, oh, this isn't what I'm used to, which is, you know, kind of ironic because it's not what they're used to. But with that said, everything that I know about Final Fantasy is that every game is like totally different. And that's what makes Final Fantasy, is that like it's not going to sound like, you know, blah 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 entry. They all do different things, and this is the first time a composer from 14, from my knowledge, is exclusively pretty much handling the load of an entire entry of the game. With that said, this is the kind of thing I was like mostly looking out for. Is I've heard so many songs from 14, and they have a kind of distinctive style. Most of it is soaking, most of it. And they have kind of a distinctive style, although they do differ. Some stuff is like kind of rock and guitar stuff, and some stuff is kind of orchestral, similar to this. But if you want my complete honest opinion, it's the first song I've heard, so obviously I need to hear more. But if anything, it sounded a lot, truthfully, it sounded a lot like 15, which is the game right before it, which was, oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on her name. It'll come to me later, I'm just drawing a blank. But it really sounded like, and I'm not one to compare, really, ever, but I can't help it because I'm familiar with this song quite a bit, and that song is Apocalypsis Noctis. This song has a lot of traces of Apocalyptis Noctis, like a lot. The intro, the first like 2 notes you hear, that like ring, that was like, oh. But then not only that, is like the choir doing that little dun 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 dun. I'm not saying it's like uninspired or anything like that. It's nothing negative. It's just funny to me that I thought it was going to sound more like 14 when in fact it sounded more like 15. I don't know how the rest of the soundtrack is. I don't know how the town themes or anything is. I'm assuming this is a battle theme. It has the energy. I have played a few Final Fantasies now because of this channel. I've played 7, 8, 9, and Remake 7. So after those amount of games, I kind of figured what's a battle theme and what's not, just based on the energy behind it. But speaking of the energy, this whole song was non-stop energy. It's called Find the Flame, so it's obviously, you know, there's some sort of hotness going around here. And it didn't really let up, even though when the percussions dropped, the intensity of the choir and the cymbals, everything is just kind of like driving the song forward. It was really energetic, and it was kind of intimidating with the power that it had. Huge emphasis on the choir, quite a bit. And from what I heard was all male choir. I don't think I heard any female vocals in there. Maybe there was like buried like one among like all of them. But there was a swing to it. I don't recall many times where like a choir like that has like a swing in the vocals. Usually it's kind of like a long drony like ahs, or but it had like a you know, it was kind of following these like violin lines. So it had this sort of catchiness to it, which you don't typically hear with that many singers, just maybe like 1 or 2 singers. It also reminded me a little bit of the music I've heard from Smash Brothers a little bit, kind of, mostly on the choir side. Um, I've managed to pretty much avoid everything about this game as much as I can, as far as like spoilers and everything, because as most of you know, but if you don't know, I play games based on the soundtracks. So, there's a lot of people that have like come into my streams and they're like, when am I going to play 16? I'm like, well, first of all, I am not a FF content creator, if that makes sense. Like it's the VGM thing first. I just happen to have played 4 games from Final Fantasy because the music is that good. So my answer to everyone that's about to ask me when am I going to play 16 is I don't know. Like let things happen organically. I don't even know if I want to play it. It's brand new. Like I'm not trying to jump on the hype train. I have to hear enough music for me to want to do that. I don't want to just play it just because I feel obligated. So I hope that makes sense. Overall, though, I'm really glad that it didn't really sound like 14, and there's nothing against 14, but I like that a composer can differentiate themselves from title to title. Like, yes, I can hear Soak in there, but it didn't sound like the vibe of 14. Not entirely, at least. But the overwhelming feeling I got, besides energy and like, whoa, this is like nonstop, holy crap, was the 15 sound to it. Oh my god, what is her name? I'm drawing such a, it's embarrassing because she's one of my favorite composers, and I'm drawing a huge blank right now. No cuts here. We're just gonna go right into it. Yoko Shimomura, Jesus. Sorry about that. Good lord. It's embarrassing. Cut that out. No one saw that. Yeah, no, very much. And not really like the whole soundtrack of 15, because I've heard a good amount of 15. I'm talking specifically Apocalypsis Noctis. And nothing is wrong with that at all. That's my favorite song from 15. It's just I couldn't help but notice it. If I notice something, I'm going to say it. And I don't know if it's just me, but like the beginning sounded identical, and then the choir doing that kind of like rhythmic stops also reminded me of Apocalypse Noctis. It sounded like at any point of the chord progression I was going to hear dun da da dun da da dun, that kind of thing. It might have even been in the same key, which doesn't, also kind of musically leads me there. Anyways, none of this was supposed to sound negative. It's just thoughts in my head, because this is what the whole channel is. I just blurt stuff out. Find the Flame, main character's theme from what I hear, and apparently the first song that was released. I'll tell you this. This is my honest opinion. I can't wait to hear more. It is different, and yet kind of in the realm of what I like from Final Fantasy. So if I've played 4 games already and committed countless hours to the series because of the music, and it hasn't let me down yet, then that's a good thing. I'm not bored of it. I'm not, etc., etc. But in my opinion, I need to hear more. I need to see if there's a variety to it, if it's all just this kind of orchestral thing. I need more. So who knows when the next one is, because you know what I mean. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I have over 3,000 requests, but that was good. Anything that can remind you of a favorite song of yours is good, and a good first impression. Let me know. Well, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm sure the comments are gonna be filled with spoilers. So I'm gonna be I may not even read them, to be honest, just in case I ever do play this. And I know a lot of people are going to avoid this video because of spoilers, and they haven't played it, or they don't own a PS5 or whatever. But it's a very unique case to have on the channel. But I'm glad I did it. And again, thank you to Biosleeve for the request. Find the Flame. Soken, what was it? Suzuki and John Taylor. Don't know what any of the lyrics said or what language that was, but very cool. Let me know more. Let me know what you want to know. Please be light on the spoilers, just for everybody's sake. But cool introduction to 16. The hype is it was worth it. But I need more. I will say that I need more. And let me know if you hear the comparisons that I did with 15 or if I'm just crazy, which is totally an acceptable answer as well. Thank you to everyone that you see on the screen. Thanks to you for watching, and I will see you dudes and dudettes in the next video. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Take care of yourselves. Peace.